I think we'll get Ollie to introduce him.
Three.
So we're here with over 2 cans.
And this is a very, very, very special episode.
yeah, let's do that. Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Over 2 Cans. Yes, we've left you guys waiting for a little bit, but for very good reasons. We are joined today by the co-founders of Brewser, Mr. Ollie and Mr. Lewis. Say hello.
Hello everyone.
Hey.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you. And
for
can we
inviting
just
us.
quickly take note of this beautiful backdrop behind us? We are in mid-Wales.
Yeah.
Where are we, Ollie?
Sunny mid Wales in a place called Llanfyllin.
Good, because I didn't want to butcher. I didn't want to butcher that name.
My best Welsh accent.
Yeah, and we took a risk today because we didn't want to sacrifice this backdrop, but we are probably on the cusp of some rainfall, so we might be switching locations at some point. But right now we're in a good place.
My watch says that it's not raining for another 4 hours, so as long as we hurry this up, we'll be all right.
That's kind of
That sounds bulletproof. That sounds bulletproof.
So guys, thank you so much for welcoming us down today. We spent a couple of hours with Ollie and Lewis off camera, got some beers in, got smashed. So excuse what we're going to say on this episode
It's only
today.
11 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah, we left the house at 4 this morning. But yeah, we're here, finally. We've been speaking for how long?
I don't know, it's been a good couple of months at
Yeah.
least, isn't it,
Yeah.
I think. So excited you guys finally made the trip up.
Yeah.
And thanks for putting the effort in. And
I felt like a kid going to Disneyland the week leading up. I was like, oh, 2 more sleeps, 3 more sleeps till we're here. But yeah, no, thank you. So we're at your gaff in mid Wales.
Yeah.
We've got to talk about this first. So you're kind of living off the grid. You built your own house.
Yeah, so I live in a little tiny home. It's basically a tree house that we're in right now, on my friend's patch of land. So yeah, let's not talk about planning permission. But yeah, I built this. I can't remember. It's either been 2 or 3 years I've been living here, and this is Brewser HQ basically, isn't it? This is where we've kind of like to congregate as a team, and we're all very outdoorsy individuals as well. So it's a good kind of hub to have. We've got some nice areas down the road as well.
Good.
You say that, but you can tell that you live in the outdoors and I live in a cosy, warm flat in London.
Yeah.
I'm sat here freezing and Ollie's laughing at
I need to take the jacket off, to be honest.
Yeah, so I was about to say Lewis is actually from London. He left a similar time to us to get here today. So early starts all round, apart from Ollie.
We should have actually done it the other way around. You could have come down to London.
I know, it would have
You
made
had
sense.
4 people come up to you.
Yeah, hold on a
Selfish,
second. What the hell's going on?
Not quite the same as you looking
No,
over two
Yeah, we can't get this in London.
But yeah, we're here to talk about Brewser today.
Yeah.
Brewser. Talk to us about Brewser. Yeah, tell us what it's about.
Open it up, Lewis.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
is-
So Brewser started really at the back of the pandemic when we'd been subscribing to various beer services and quickly realised there were 2 options you could go down for a beer subscription. You could go down the warehouse beer subscription route, your Beer 52s, your Flavorlies, that kind of thing. And what you're getting generally is a box of beer that's put together in a warehouse where the beers have all been bought in bulk from various breweries. And it's a model that's done very well, and it's opened up, I guess it's pioneered the craft beer subscription model in the UK. But I feel like people are often left a bit wanting from them, not getting the best breweries in there that they would normally drink from and the highest quality beers, and the breweries, don't necessarily do so well out of it. The other option was that you go down the direct to one brewery subscription, same beers month in, month out, but then you're stuck with that brewery every month. And so Brewser really was just a combination of the two, and we thought, well, if we could get different breweries each month, but the best breweries, and you get beer direct from them, that could be something that works. And then you went around the northeast and talked to some breweries, didn't you? And see
Yeah.
if it had legs.
Yeah, absolutely. So went around the whole of the country basically. First stop was up the northeast, up to Newcastle, and hitting up all the breweries up there. And we went around and kind of explained our vision to every brewery we could come across and what we wanted to achieve with it. And we were greeted with an amazing response, weren't we?
And nothing more than a PowerPoint, and they were all signing on to it. We're like,
Yeah.
well, this has got to be something good.
Yeah.
And yeah, you like you said, you've got a whole host of breweries, big and small, on your list. How easy was it to get kind of the big boys on board? Was it more of a sales pitch?
So yeah, it's an interesting question. I mean, it varied massively. Like people like Verdant, for example, we were talking to them right from the beginning, and I think they just wanted to kind of see how we got on when we launched, which is absolutely fair enough.
That's similar to us,
And
isn't
then-
it?
Yeah.
See how your channel gets on.
Let's see how you go. Let's see if
Come
it's
back in a
someone.
year's time.
which is completely fair enough. So we had it was very mixed. We started off with some absolutely amazing breweries, and as we've only been going just over a year now, a year and a few months, and we've got the likes of Verdant and Cloudwater and the big guys on now. But I think it goes without saying that like we've always wanted to be a platform and a stage for the smaller breweries as well. Like it's important to have those big boys on because their beers are absolutely phenomenal, and they help bring us in subscribers. But also we really want to be a stage for like the smaller up and coming breweries that are just producing some amazing beers. We want to get their names out there and give them a platform to really shout about it.
I think that's a fair motto.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's good to look out for the little guy as well.
Yeah.
And keep those guys in the game
Yeah.
because they need it more.
Yeah.
So,
They do, but yeah, part of the sales pitch for Brewser as well was that we're going to make this as easy as possible for you. Like we don't charge breweries to be on there. We try and fit around their way of operating. They use their own branded boxes, and they pack all their boxes and do it themselves. So we try to make it as simple as possible for them, so that the sales pitch really wasn't a big lift for them. It was like you can be involved if you want to or not, and you can make it your own. And by that we hope to sort of get give breweries a chance to say no, really. This is something we should try out and be involved with.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
it
And it's
goes.
kind of like shedding spotlight on the breweries, which not everyone knows about.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And getting them involved, which I think should be applauded, really.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Should we have a little
Did it get?
Well done, Ollie.
So you've only been running for kind of, I'd say, a short time in the
Yeah.
bigger picture. Short time. We still did find some reviews online about your subscriptions, like cancelling your subscription service, quite difficult. Have you got any comments about that?
Cancelling subscription services in general is quite difficult when we're looking at some of the bigger players. With us, it's super easy. I mean, it's too easy. I don't know.
I just read like 10, 20 reviews about this.
Can't be honest.
I cannot keep a straight face. I saw Lewis's face drop.
Furious. I was fucking furious. I sat here like,
I'm so.
this is our USP.
The next question was, is that why you dropped 52 from your name? Sorry.
I didn't think you were going to put that in because you came out
I
straight
saw
away.
his face in the background. He just instantly dropped, and Ollie was just like looking at me like, why the fuck's he asking me this?
You did extremely well. You did
Well,
extremely well.
it's too easy to
started
cancel, isn't it?
I was actually sat here going, he's got the wrong company.
Our prank was going to be that we were going to say, why did you drop 52 from your name? But you straight away went in with Brew 52.
I had to improvise. As you fucking said. We were going to pretend that we hadn't done our homework, and we were going to literally think you were beer 52.
Right, guys, we need to start drinking some beers here because we've got a can and a bottle today. So,
So
it's
what
not
we
over one can, over one bottle.
I know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's our prank on
So-
them.
Good
Yeah,
one.
you got us, guys. Right, what are we going to go for first?
We're going to start off with the Queer IPA.
Yeah.
Queer Brewing.
Yeah, so Queer, we recently joined Brewser, but we've been speaking to Lily and the team for a long time, and we've been wanting to get them on board for so long because they are one of the most sort of respected and groundbreaking new breweries in the UK. But they've sort of been partnering up with other breweries and brewing beer in different places, so they haven't quite been ready. But now that they've really sort of got themselves set up and got this beautiful range of beers that are consistently being produced, it was the right time for them to come on board, which we were absolutely buzzing about.
So have they got a base now, or are they still kind of travelling around and?
Yeah, they've got a base now down
Cool.
in London.
Amazing.
So yeah, as Lewis said, they're rocking around doing lots of collabs. They did a lot of brewing out of Cloudwater as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
And now they've got a home, and I'm yet to visit it. I really hope to go and visit this summer. But it's they're like what those guys have achieved.
Oh, amazing.
Their
And
beers.
all the collabs, so they're a trans and queer owned brewery, and all of the collabs they've done, a portion of the profits has gone to LGBTQ plus charities of the collaborators' choice.
Yeah.
So they've done loads of good for that community, and now the craft beer industry as well, which is, needs more representation from these communities, I think, and that's exactly what Queer stand for. So aside from all of the good they do, they also brew amazing beer, and this is their
Cool.
their
Cheers,
core
guys.
IPA, Burst into Bright.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Right, that's enough now. So the prank failed and it's over.
It's these guys. They plied us with how much alcohol before we start the interview. God, mate, that is amazing. It's like
It's
got like a
lovely.
really sherbety
unreal.
flavour to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Single hop,
Um,
just a New Zealand Cascade hop in there, and it's packs in so much flavour.
And you said earlier this is one of their core beers as well, so this
Yeah,
is
that
available
for a
all
core
year
beer
round.
is like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, they have a dipper and a table beer, which is one of the best table beers I've had.
Oh, really?
Phenomenal.
It's
So
really
I
good.
love a good table beer.
So good.
Underrated
Yeah.
as a style, I think, and they smash it.
And little stouts and all sorts. It's,
Yeah. So for their Bruiser box, you get 8 different beers in there, and for that, like the quality you're getting out of that, it's an amazing value box.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're a great team to work with, aren't they?
Yeah.
Amazing.
100%.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. It's good to hear you've got a good relationship. And also the beauty of what you guys do is you obviously get to work with many, many breweries. We have a question to ask you.
Okay.
Test your knowledge.
Is this another prank?
Test your knowledge. No, because Alex and I love a bit of trivia.
Okay.
And we like testing people.
I should just make this into
you
a
hold my
quiz
hand?
show.
So it did.
You're going to be all right. Chief Brewery Officer over it. He's gonna be
It
fine.
did take us 4 hours on the way down, but we counted how many breweries you have listed on your website. Do you know how many breweries you have listed on your website? And we want an exact number, please.
Okay.
You
I'm
did this morning.
We did.
going to go with 113. What you were saying?
111.
113, 111.
Yeah.
You were both wrong. So we counted 106, and we did it twice. Hence why it took 4 hours.
I think you're wrong, lads.
So either the website needs updating, or
Did you find the bonus section though?
Yeah.
oh,
did
the
you-
bonus section.
You have to be gold subscribers to find
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But you know, numbers aside, you've got over 100 breweries you are,
Yeah.
curating boxes for, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found that quite fascinating. You off camera, you were talking to us about breweries who are literally lining up round the corner for your service. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. We're very, very humbled to have over 100 breweries now on a waiting list wanting to come on board Brewser. And we were kind of chatting about this earlier as well. And like, for us, we would love to work with every brewery out there and support as many breweries as we possibly can. But the way sort of Brewser's set up, you know, we've always got to work with the breweries that have supported us right from the beginning to ensure that we're getting volume to them, and you know, that they're not just sat on there not getting any orders. And also, if we kind of let another 100 breweries on there, then you've got 206 by your counts, 215-ish over here by us, and it's just an overwhelming amount of choice. So we're always going to be looking out for like interesting breweries to come on board, and we will bring them on, but we're also going to have a cap at how many breweries that we have on there. I think later down the line we'd like to explore possibilities of how we can work with more breweries, just to give them a stage and a spotlight. But for the time being, we're a little bit restricted.
Yeah, of course.
Is it like a customer like led number as well? Like the more if you bring more customers on, then you're giving more back to the breweries as well.
Yeah, exactly. So if we have the numbers that some of our competitors have of subscribers, then I'm sure we could, you know, withstand more breweries on there. But for the time being, we really need to look after those that have supported us and that are putting in the effort as well to make it work for them.
So you're basically running it like a fraternity, and they need to meet a quota already.
We do have quite a rigorous hazing technique at the start of the joining. You don't know what goes on at the shack.
So I just want to talk a little bit about your background, Ollie. So you've got 12 years of experience in brewing.
Yeah.
Which we only found out today, which is quite interesting.
So when I was 13, I got my first job in a brewery, which was a little. I grew up in a village called Trevonin, which is just on the Welsh borders.
Sounds a bit dodgy, actually.
Well, it's very dodgy.
Yeah.
He was shoving me in all the little holes like no one else could
Sounds
get
like
in.
child labour, actually.
Yeah. And it was. I won't deny it, but with the man I've become.
Yeah, it works out for you. So
He's only 16 now.
something same for child labour, then, really.
You know, it was a pub and there's a brewery next to it, so like predominantly cleaning the pub and stuff and that sort of stuff, but then also, you know, keep getting into the brewery and cleaning the tanks and you know, gaining a bit of knowledge of the brewing process and whatnot. And then spent a couple of years out in Canada doing a bit of traveling, but also managing a craft beer bar / music venue, which is where I switched from real ale into, I still love real ale, like, don't get me wrong, but that's where I really discovered craft beer and like all these different amazing kind of flavours you can get out of it. So yeah, always been in the industry, basically.
Which is nice to hear. And I actually did regret to have asked you, Lewis, what's your background in the beer industry?
So my dad's always worked in hospitality, so he worked in nightclubs most of his life. But then when in my late teens, him and my mum bought a pub in countryside in Essex, and we lived in that pub. It was a little countryside pub and restaurant, beautiful little place. I went off to uni, but I was coming back every weekend to work, and we had cask lines, keg lines, and that's where I learned about beer for the first time, really.
Real beer.
Real beer, yeah, exactly. Although it wasn't like a craft beer pub by any means. It was a Shepherd Neame pub, but it had like cask lines. But we were allowed to go and get beer in from different breweries, and we decided to run a beer festival for the first time at the pub. And that my dad kind of gave me free rein on that when I was 19. Go off and research different breweries and bring them in and stuff. So I did that, which was awesome.
Anyone of note?
They were all kind of real ale breweries. The most popular beer that we got in was by Ollie Brewery, and it was called 01. I remember it. It was the first, I think it was the first cask beer that I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it was 2021 when Ollie and the other co-founders kind of brought me in to help out with Brewser and fall in love with the industry, really. I wish I'd been involved with it earlier, because it's such a nice, friendly, collaborative brewery.
It's amazing.
Going to festivals and chatting to all of our partners, and you know, seeing the attitude that they take to brewing their beer and the industry as a whole. It's good fun, and it's a really nice place to work.
Everyone wants to put out the best product they possibly can, and they're all so friendly and want to collaborate with other people within the industry, and
Yeah.
just like it is amazing. It's so friendly,
Yeah.
and
That's one of the main reasons why Alex and I do these interviews,
Yeah.
is because in general, the overall industry is just great. We meet so many great people.
Yeah.
You're obviously not going to make the list today.
Tipper will.
But yeah, no, everyone is so friendly and welcoming. You know, we've come down to your home today, and you've welcomed us in with open arms, and you don't really know us. And
yeah.
yeah, it's just a nice industry. Isn't
And then
it?
you go and put a prank like that.
I just wanted to give a shout out to the dog with the best name in the world, Tipper.
Dipper was taken.
Yeah,
Tipper was taken.
Tipper passed away sadly.
She's too strong for a dipper. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is Tipper.
Literally
She's
the cutest dog ever.
she's a Brewser mascot, and she lives with me in the treehouse.
And
Have
I
you
think
not made any illustrations of her yet for the website?
Wow, juggling
Yeah.
Tipper.
Alongside your spaceman.
Yeah, that's it. On this glass, Tipper needs to be one of these
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you've said it before on a previous tweet. Tipper is clearly the brains behind the operation.
100%.
Yeah, she's only 10 months old, but yeah, she
Genius
runs the
dog.
show.
Aren't you?
Right, I'm the one that's going to keep this rolling, guys. So we need to crack open the next can/bottle.
And I'm really excited about this one because I think we're both in the same camp. I haven't heard of this brewery before, which is unheard of.
I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what it is. I haven't even seen it yet.
So this is what Brewser is all about. Is about discovering the UK's best breweries every month to your door. And these guys, Crossover Blendery, they are based in Hitchin. That's it. I was
Hertfordshire.
going to say Hinton, but yeah, I don't even know if that's a place or not. But
Who's
that,
doing the honours?
yeah, there is two guys. It's George and Charlie. I think they set up in 2018, and I think that was when they brewed their first beer, and it's all spontaneously fermented, barrel-aged beers that they do. So they didn't release a product from brew for at least, I don't know, 8 to 12 months or something like that. But they're producing some of the best while spontaneously fermented beers out there. I haven't visited it yet, but they have a beautiful tap room, which again I'd really love to go and visit this summer. And they've got 2 boxes available on Brewser. You can get 2 of these sharer bottles, or they do 4 375ml bottles as well in a pack.
And a glass.
Cool.
And a glass.
So the thing which is fascinating me about this beer is it got at some stage in the brewing process it was in a gin barrel.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a blend of, I believe, 12 months and 48 months. It's 20 months and 30 months, 2 golden ales. And finished off in a gin barrel as well.
Because I've never heard that before. Gin barrel. It's always whiskey barrels.
I can smell it already from here.
Yeah.
And the colour in it as well is beautiful.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Oh, God. I just love the complexity of
That
beers
is,
like
that
that.
is
Do you- and
There's
do you
so
know
much
what?
going on, but
You know
also
what?
so well balanced.
I was slacking off saisons before, and he's a little bit saisony, and I tell you what, I'm enjoying it.
Mission
That's what you want, yeah. That's right.
No, but you can really taste the gin notes coming through, can't you?
Yeah. That like dry finish at the end of it as well is, it's amazing. And like these beers as well, they got a best before date of like 2032 or something, like 10 years.
Yeah.
And you can keep a bottle and you can age the other bottle to see what it's going to be like
Yeah.
in another 6-8 years. Or
That's
something like
pretty
that.
cool.
And
Little
that's
experiment.
like how everything develops over that time.
That is so nice.
It's lovely, isn't
Love
it?
that.
So it is aged in an oak barrel, but then they've got a distillery down the roads, Capriolus Distillery, and they take an empty gin barrel from them, and then
Yeah.
they finish it off in that. So
Nice.
it's- But that gin hit comes right at the very end, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You don't get it.
No.
You
yeah.
go through all this like flavour journey, and then it right at the end you get a little gin.
And that
It's
is a
lovely.
roller coaster of a journey.
Yeah.
Every sip. That's amazing.
It's amazing. And what percent is it? 7.2%.
Too. And just like the corks as well, for those of you at home, I don't know, Crossover Blendery, all branded
Oh,
think it's
okay,
great.
cool.
Very good.
There you
So
go.
It's nice.
Touch that there.
That is really
Pretty
cool.
cool, isn't it?
It's
Add-
like a
cool
bit like
collection.
hieroglyph.
Rewind.
It's a bit Egyptian, isn't
Sorry.
it?
17.2%.
But you know, when someone in the craft beer kind of world, if someone comes out with a bottle of something craft beer wise, you're like, this is gonna be
Yeah,
something
yeah,
special.
yeah.
When it's that big as well, yeah.
Definitely.
But I think, as you know, I don't know enough about the process, but it seems like there's so many different stages to brewing a beer like that, and so much time and patience that goes into it. To me, that says there's also a lot of room for error. So I think that it's hats off to them to produce something that's so drinkable and balanced and tastes so amazing when it's gone through that process.
And
That I imagine it's sort of.
They'll be tasting
fine
this in a
balance.
barrel as well, and just making sure
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just right. And you know, when they've tasted it and they know, all right, okay, that's had its time in the
Yeah.
barrel, then they're switching it over, and then they're making sure that it's blended with the correct barrel that's been, I don't know, possibly brewed for another 10 months. Like, yeah, it's amazing, and they're such nice guys as well.
Right. So we Alex and I have prepared a little geography test for you.
Okay.
You've
That's
got
where you're gonna shine, isn't it?
how many breweries do you say is on your website?
106.
106.
Good.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Memory tests passed. Go on.
So we just Sam and I picked out 5 breweries from your list of 106. Exactly 106. So a couple of these we've already been to, and a few of these we want they're targets for us for some future interviews. So we just want you to tell us exactly where they're based in the UK.
Couple of easy ones
So
to
they're,
start
so they're
with.
quite easy. So you should get 5 out of 5. So we'll start off with Beak.
Lewis.
Correct.
We drank
And
a
then-
lot of those cans today. Haven't we?
Oh, we didn't get the buzzes out. Ben can get the buzzes.
Right. And then Lewis, this one goes over to you. Unbarred.
Brighton.
Correct. And then
Made in Brighton. Made of Brighton.
Made of Brighton. Yes. Even got the
This-
tagline.
this-
Well done.
This is
Extra points.
probably going to be the hardest one for you guys.
Ollie, back to you. Wild Horse.
That's North Wales. Llandudno, is it?
How do you say it?
Llandudno.
Yeah, did you take note of the pronunciation? That's where we're going tomorrow.
Sorry, could you just say that really slowly and camera one more?
Llandudno.
Rewatched that 10 times today.
Yeah. Still not a clue. Right, back to you, Lewis. Brick Brewery.
Ah, London.
More specifically,
Yeah.
what does it say on your website?
Peckham.
No,
Brixton.
no, because
No, you get one more guess. We always work
they've
it
got
free.
they've got Peckham Session, which is like their lead beer, but it's not actually where they're
Misleading.
from.
Oh God. Then if it's not
I'll give
Lewisham,
you a clue. It begins with a D.
Dulwich.
No,
Well, they're on Brick Lane. They're in the
Deptford.
southeast.
it's Deptford.
Deptford.
Yeah. I
They're not
didn't,
on
I
Brick
didn't know
Lane.
that.
And then
Shut up.
Right, this
Put the spade
one,
away, right? They make ourselves look bad.
this
Like
one
a
we
tour of South
genuinely think is going to be the hardest.
Okay.
We did, yeah, we thought about
So we'll
this
put
in the
this.
car.
I opens both for you. This one. Mash Gang.
wow, that
There
is
we
a
go.
funny one.
Trick question.
That is
Trick
a-
question.
So, brewing out of fears.
What does it say on your website?
Yeah, that's what we
Well,
want to
I
know.
know one of Alex is from like south near Brighton way, but they were and maybe still are brewing their beers out of Fierce.
Which
up in
is,
Scotland.
where's
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen.
Oh, so we got it.
Yeah.
4 out of 5. So
4 out
Ollie,
of
Ollie, you
5.
actually win 3-1 there. Well done.
That's not fair.
Question.
Yes.
Why did you think there was a lack of brewery choice and subscription boxes before Brewser came along?
Well, you were never able to choose the brewery or breweries in like those warehouse models that I spoke about earlier. That you never had a say in what breweries were going in there. I guess that's one element of it. Is the question more why were those bigger breweries not in those boxes, or
Alex wrote this question. So.
I think it was more like the more popular breweries were never in the boxes. It just seems it seemed to be like, I mean, it probably the wrong way to phrase it, but you tended to get boxes from breweries that were from all over the world that you probably never heard of before.
Yeah.
And you guys kind of decided to change that.
Yeah, so I think with those existing models, as I said before, they buy beer in bulk, and so to do that you need two things, right? The brewery needs to be able to supply the volume to meet that subscriber base, and two, they need to be doing that. They're not going to make much money from it, as we understand, so it's going to be more of a marketing exercise, and so perhaps it's not something that the big breweries need to do as such, and it's more of an opportunity for the smaller breweries to get their name out there that can fulfill those orders. So I think the result was basically you get in a box of beer, and we are seeing more and more breweries now, going into supermarkets, into bigger subscription boxes. So there's definitely something in that model. Don't get me wrong, but I think for us it was about, well, that doesn't really give ownership of the offering to the brewery. The ownership of the offering is still with the subscription company. We wanted to flip that on its head and be like, right, the brewery's going to give a representation of themselves. I always thought of it as like, when you get a subscription box like that, you're almost listening to a radio channel and getting sort of the best hits of a few different bands or artists. With us, we're giving you the album that they've like slaved over, and they've really kind of built this masterpiece, and you get to experience that brewery inside out.
And also, like, from what you're just saying, and you must have so much trust in these breweries to put their best kind of offer out.
I mean, it's in their best interest, right? They're like hitting a new audience. The amount of subscribers, like, we speak to quite a few on the phone, or we see posts going on our Facebook forum, Pie and Brewser and stuff. You know, they'll be trying out breweries for the first time ever, and they have a few cans of their best beers that the breweries have put in there that they want to showcase as themselves, and they're like, right, I'm buying direct off this brewery from now on. And this is it. We don't interfere with what goes in the boxes. We know that the partner breweries that we have only want to put in their best beers in the boxes. So we leave them to it. There's like, we're not going to curate a box of beer. We'd be the last people that would, be deciding what goes in your box. It should be down to the breweries.
I think what
should be up to them.
What you guys do differently to a lot of other subscription boxes is, like, if you sign up to one of the more, or the bigger boxes, you'll get 8 beers every single time. But with you guys, you're getting a specific number that the breweries dictating that based on the price of the beer that they're selling. So you could end up with like 6 beers, 8 beers, or more in a box.
Or take Crossover Blender, you get 2 of these in a box, right? Which some people will say, I'm getting 2 beers for £38 delivered. But these are extremely. We've been through the complexity in that bottle, and there's a reason why they are expensive beers, and
I can vouch for that.
Yeah,
This is amazing.
These sorts of beers are like, they're like bottles of wine, aren't they?
They're
you're going to be paying 10-20 quid for a bottle.
They're
so
specialists.
That's justifiable, isn't it?
Yeah, and you're right. Some of the more traditional breweries, I guess, like we've got Overtone, who do a big bangers box at 6 cans, but they're all 8, 10, 12%.
Yeah.
And they're, the one thing that we ask our breweries is that every box is comparative to go, or comparable to going direct to brewery. If it's not, we don't really have a business.
Yeah,
so that's the one kind of guiding rule that we ask. Other than that, it's down to them, isn't it?
Yeah. That's really not that much to ask for, is it?
Has your box price changed because of like the cost of living crisis or whatever? Have you maintained it?
No, we've maintained it, and
Right.
I think like we're
That is good. Yeah.
That is honestly great.
It's
to hear.
good, and like our costs have gone up. Where nobody thought that there's going to be a war in Ukraine, which is going to bring all of our logistics costs up and everything like that. But we're at a point now. We're at like £38 a box, which it's not cheap, but you're getting good beer and you're getting good value in that. But you know, if we had to increase that price, then we're going over £40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that,
Is
that
that the
mindset
benchmark?
isn't-
You
Yeah.
don't want to go over £40.
Yeah, I don't think we do. We've spoken at length about maybe introducing another tier, and whether that's a cheaper tier or a more expensive tier. Yeah, we haven't really landed on something we're really happy with
Yeah.
at this stage because it's working so well at 38.
Yeah.
But the unique thing with us as well is that you may see what breweries are putting in boxes decrease if it all went through the roof, if inflation went through the roof. The price may never change, but you know the value of what you get in boxes may
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
So we're in a unique position where we can kind of stay where we are, but what you're getting in boxes may change in the future. We haven't actually seen that happen. If anything, breweries have trusted the model a bit more, and actually the boxes have been getting better and better.
Yeah.
Which for us has obviously been amazing to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a tricky one. I think we would like to, as Ollie said, it's not cheap, right? But you're getting value for money. I think it's quite a hurdle for some people to jump over to pay that much money for something they haven't really tried before, a new product. So we have thought about bringing in a lower tier, but at the same time, we think it's worth that. And breweries are putting out these amazing boxes that we think warrant that kind of
Like
that
the-
price point.
I use Beak as an example because I got their box this month. They put beer in there that hadn't even been rated on Untapped. Like literally, these beers are coming fresh off the canning
Yeah.
line and straight into a Brewser box, and that is something that no other warehouse subscription or subscription out there, unless it's direct from a brewery, can achieve.
That must be a good feeling for you
It's
guys.
fucking awesome.
Like you're getting the freshest beers.
That's fucking awesome. Because, like,
We don't run that type of ship. Skating on there.
Alex has got a massive problem with swearing.
because that's what the breweries want to be putting in
Yeah,
front
of
of people
course.
that people have never tried their beer before. You've got this beer that's canned literally yesterday and it's arriving on your doorstep
Yeah.
today, and it's
Yeah.
never been like rated on Untapped or anything.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
No.
In my personal opinion, you cannot beat that. Like we've been at breweries before and we've drunk beer out of the tank,
Yeah.
and there is a different feeling about drinking that beer
It's
out of the
special.
tank.
Yeah.
It is special.
It's the taste in itself, but it's also the gesture of just doing that. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, like if a subscriber of ours gets a box, it's got a beer like that in it. You just think, this brewery's really put the effort in for me in this product. This is
Yeah.
what I want. And we've got Wiper and True. Their box went live. They've got 6 birthday collabs in one box with 2 seasonal beers as well. And that's an absolutely epic box.
Yeah.
We've got Wild Horse and Wilderness doing an amazing collab box with some beers from each brewery and then a collab beer in there.
Yeah.
We've got Northern Monks going to be doing some more special boxes this year, similar
patrons
to
boxes.
more patrons boxes that they did in
Nice.
Christmas. So like, we feel like we're at a bit of a watershed moment where breweries are sort of really putting in way more effort than we sort of anticipated at the start. And that makes us really kind of feel good about it.
But that's brilliant. Like it's so flexible. Breweries can have as many boxes as they want on their profile, and they can be experimental, and they can be
Yeah.
adventurous, and they can try out different things. Like Wilderness and Wild Horse putting together a box of beer. They did a collab together. I spoke to Chris at Wild Horse the day that they were doing the collab. I was like, well, why don't you guys do a collab box together where you showcase both of your beers? We saw loads of them, and then I'm driving over.
That was your idea.
Wow, it was my
Yeah,
idea. Yeah,
yeah.
I just said, "Why, Chris? Why don't we do this?"
Don't blow his own trumpet,
And,
man.
Your head's gonna explode.
Bigger than that light we've got there.
But that's naturally what we're going to see more of. And like, fortunately, Wilderness is 30-40 minutes down the road from me, so I can drive down there. I can get, once we've got all the orders in, pick up the beer, drive it up to Wild Horse to be packed and fulfilled. But like, there's lots of breweries that are parked up next to each other that can be doing this as well.
Yeah.
And like, we can put the idea out there and they can work on it together and just add a product on the profile and kind of sort it out themselves. Like,
Well, so as you know, Ollie, we're going to Wild Horse tomorrow because of you. You set it up for us.
Where are they based, sorry?
North Wales.
The northest you can think of. We did want to ask, do you guys have any dirt on them? That we can wind them up with tomorrow. I think Tipper's telling me a secret.
Honestly, Chris is like one of the nicest people I've ever dealt with in business. I
really?
think. Like,
Out of what?
Even
Any
if-
brewery
even
you've
if
ever
I-
had contact with.
Bloody hell.
sorry, everyone else.
You've done 2 collabs before.
Yeah.
So the first one was with Full Circle,
Yeah, full circle. So we brewed a Nepo called Space Fire with those guys,
which we drank today.
we drank
It was
today.
just a few months over
And
there.
we're not going to mention the other one.
Oh no,
No, because we've got a little gripe with Jordan, haven't we?
A bit of beef. The sneaky bastard.
Jordan and Rumbard, mate. Come on, just it's time for us to do a collab now.
Yeah,
Come
literally,
on.
you turned us away and said you need to get 5 interviews under your belt, and then you're collabing with these.
Well, he said to us we used to get 5 breweries under
You're
our belt,
collabing with these pretenders. No, but seriously,
But-
you're adding another notch to our belt of interviews. So
Yeah.
we're all
We're not a
happy.
brewery, so
Partners too.
you still have 4 more to go.
Stop. I'm deleting that stuff.
But collabs, there's going to be plenty more collabs on the cards for this
Yeah.
year. We've got some exciting ones lined up.
Excellent. Yeah.
And it's going to be a banging year.
Yeah, and from a consumer point of view, it's also more exciting, but they've got more variety coming from
Yeah.
2 different breweries as well.
Yeah.
It's-
Absolutely.
There's a reason why people like collabs so much, is because it shows that breweries work together and they spend the day together. They brew a beer, and it's it's a really nice community piece, isn't
It's
it? And
all the
seeing-
learning process as well. Like
yeah.
collabs are all about learning and understanding how the different breweries work and like what you can learn from them to take back to your own brewery. And obviously we don't have a brewery, but we can learn a hell of a lot in the process along the
100%.
way.
Yeah.
And that's exciting.
Yeah, no, that's cool. My next question for you, just because it really piqued my interest when we were on your website, when we were doing our research, you plant trees.
Not
No,
these
not here.
guys.
Not here. Not here.
Every box you sell, you have to go down
But-
there and plant.
Plant trees in your back garden. But genuinely, you plant trees. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah. So we partner with Eden Reforestation Projects. We have since the very beginning. Before we launched, we built up our mailing list, and for everyone who joined the mailing list, we planted a tree, and then for every box we've delivered, we've planted a tree. I don't know what we're up to now off the top of my head. You're going to ask us this, aren't you? Yeah, McKinn's face. Yeah. I knew
You're
that
the
was
man that
coming.
should know.
There is a number on your website.
There is.
Please remember.
I think it's something like 14,000.
I would say
something like
14,000
that.
as well.
But-
Right, we're going to let you into a little secret. We didn't see a number on your website.
There should be. There is
not
on the-
scroll down
on
to
the
the
homepage.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't
Maybe
scroll down
that's
far
our
enough on the
bad.
homepage. Yeah. Maybe you should do your research.
I was just about to be nice to you guys, saying we weren't expecting you to produce a number of
I'm very
heads,
curious
but
there.
what did you say? 14,000 already
14,000, I think.
over a year.
Yeah.
That is
Well,
nice.
the mailing list, also played a part in that. But yeah, it's. So I need to research this now because if there's not a number,
Well,
then I'm in trouble.
Whilst Lewis is researching the exact amount, so you guys are genuinely planting trees.
Yeah.
Saplings, yeah.
Yeah,
Saplings,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're actually doing that. Can
Yeah.
you confirm that to the camera?
I can confirm that to the
Here we
camera.
go.
Because we
we go.
watched a very interesting documentary last year
Yeah.
about someone from a Scottish brewery who, said that he planted trees and it didn't materialise.
So-
Can I just confirm that you guys are actually doing
So
it?
to confirm, Ollie and I are not going out with spades and actually planting these saplings ourselves.
So we haven't bought land like some other people.
Oh, here we go. So why we're having it now?
And we haven't claimed to have planted X amount of trees, but we've partnered with the company that plants those trees on our
Who,
behalf.
who you trust?
So Sam's wrong. I just want to start with that. There is a number on our website, very clear actually, and I was wrong because I said 13,000. It's actually 19,000. But just to double check that
Look.
Sam was wrong.
Look, as long as we don't see you on Panorama in 2 years, and there isn't 19,000 saplings planted, we're all good, boys. Right?
It's all right.
Right, guys. Thank you so much for today. It's been amazing. We're going to go over and play some.
What are you doing?
I'm doing the next beer.
I've got to ask them the last
That's
question.
what I'm doing.
All right. I thought we were just picking up.
I
doing the
don't
last
question you, sir. I don't stop you mid-flow, do I? Just let me say my piece.
Sorry. Go on.
Should I start again, or?
Yeah, I think you should.
Camera's still rolling.
Right, guys. All
The cameras are definitely
Oh, shut
rolling.
the fuck up, honestly.
Is my mic on?
Oh, mine's been off the whole time.
100%.
It's supposed to be on.
I did turn the mic. Did leave the mic
Ben!
on, bud. To be fair,
You
He's
better
gone.
just check.
they are. He just checked.
Okay,
That's
all right.
fine. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for today. It's been amazing to speak to you. We're going to go and do a Toads tournament in the house in a bit.
No.
We can't play on the deck because we'll lose the coins through the holes.
And what's interesting is Ollie has played Toads, Lewis hasn't.
Lewis can't even comprehend the game yet. So
He's very
it's not a
competitive.
clue. Yeah, we
Yeah.
heard you're very competitive.
I've got my gum shield in my pocket ready.
My just let me win then, all right?
You wouldn't want that.
So we just just to let you just wrap up. But what have you guys got coming up in the future? You were talking earlier about possible memberships going on.
Yeah. Memberships are a part of, I think, the bigger focus for this year for us, which is sort of continuing to build and nurture the community that we've really started to build up to now. Like, we've got an amazing base of subscribers now. Some people that have been with us from the very start, that have supported us all the way.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. And we want to continue building out this lovely community that we've got. For us as a business, it's quite a tricky balance to strike between, we're only it's only really me and Ollie on it, working every day, between growing the business and then sort of focusing hard on customers that we have already. We want to make sure that we pay attention to those customers. So we've got quite a lot going on this year. I think we've got the membership cards, which Ollie will speak about in a moment. But we also want to facilitate more conversation between our subscribers, between them and the breweries, between the breweries themselves. Just really kind of be that pillar of the industry that we want to be. Some in-person events maybe, and also be at festivals throughout the year. But that's a big thing on the agenda for this year, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've mentioned it before, our Planet Brewser forum, we've got some of our most active subscribers on there, and they're helping us. We listen to their feedback, don't we? And they're helping us build Brewser to where we want it to be, but where they want it to be more importantly. So with the membership cards that Lewis touched on before, we're going to be our amazing partner breweries have put up discounts to their tap rooms or brewery tours or discounts on merch. So we're going to be rolling that out in the next couple of weeks. I don't know when this film documentary
I think
series.
December.
It's gonna be-
2025.
I don't know, it's documentary.
Yeah.
I think we're going to make it into a 5-parter.
The day that David Attenborough narrates over how to sing Fun Dudno is...
Dave Attenborough will be dead by the time this goes.
Cut! You got a face again.
just starting to like you, Alex.
Sorry, Lewis, sorry.
How could you say something like that? Go wash your mouth out with soap.
Yeah,
I take it back.
membership cards. We want to be getting our subscribers down and visiting our breweries in person, because that's what we're all about.
Yeah.
Getting a full experience from the brewery, and you may get a full experience from a box, but you get an extra full experience from going to the tap room and checking them out in person. So, we want to encourage more of that. And if you can get...
That was so cringy.
I thought it was poetic, but...
I'm still laughing over David Attenborough.
Sam.
Oh, God.
So, I'm sorry, I take it back. Yes, I apologise.
No, but,
Too late. It's too late. It's too late.
no, but honestly, the future looks bright for you guys. Again, I'm going to mention it again. These guys have just been going over for a year, and you've already achieved this much. Like, I'm excited to see what the future has in store for you guys.
Thank you very much.
And I'm
Yeah.
excited to see who gets spanked at Toads in a minute.
You didn't mention there was spanking involved.
And Ollie, we're going to close with a special offer for our
Absolutely.
listeners.
If anybody wants to sign up to Brewser, we've got a special code for you guys. It's over 2 cans, and that's over with a 2, and then cans.
Oh, hang on a minute. It's TWA, mate, not number 2.
What do you want?
Do that bit again. It'll be the word.
Why are
two.
you saying this to number 2?
Actually,
I thought it'd be more hip.
they might start searching for over with the number 2 and.
Okay, right. Okay, I'll do it
Who
again.
do you think you are? Changing their brand name on camera. Who do you think you are?
Yeah, cool. You don't have that right.
Why don't you make the code David Attenborough?
So there's going to be multiple codes for you guys. It's David Attenborough, over 2 cans with a 2, and over 2 cans TWO, and that's going to get you £8 off your first box.
Mate,
Thank you so much for having us, boys.
Thanks for having
No,
us, lads.
thank
It's
you
been
for having
bloody brilliant.
us. It's been fucking brilliant.
Very
Thank
good.
you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
Love
Cheers.
it.
Thank you.
Cheers, Alex. Perfect ending.
But yeah, no, seriously, good luck for the future.
Thank you very
we're
much.
Cheers.
rooting for you.
Thank you very much,
Appreciate
boys.
it.
Cheers.
All the
Cheers,
best.
Just before,
Oh, right, Sam.
just before we go back, could I just have a bit more beer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mouth is so dry. I don't know
I've
what's wrong
got
with me.
a dipper by the car.
Oh, okay.
There's a bit more beak left as well. If you'd rather that, a bit more beak.
What's this?
It's a West Coast dipper. It's banging.
Lacada Brewery. I've never heard of them.
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
Oh, okay.
Port Rush.
They're fucking good.
You want some of this?
Obviously.